Okay, welcome to Unscripted Strength. We're back. The hiatus wasn't necessarily on purpose. We're just both don't know how to say no to jobs.
Yeah.
And got busy. You know, that's life. And hopefully we'll be more consistent.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the plan.
That's the plan. That's the plan. It's also a mixture of like, I'll text you, a day or two goes by and you'll text me, and then after I don't reply then in a day or two, because the way we text is more like email. Like we just
Never
take
thought
like
about it like that.
we just take way too long.
Basically email each other. Okay, here's like, subscribe to the channel. I'll get that up first because then I have a funny question. She said it's like emailing, and it's gonna put both of us on the spot. So, have you listened to the Coach Mo podcast recently?
I've listened to a few episodes recently. Depends which one.
I think just the intro I think is so funny. The intro he's been doing recently where he's like, take your coworker, your wife, take whoever. I'm just going to steal this from Tim Riley because I think it's funny. But he basically says to take someone's phone and go to our channel on Spotify and YouTube and subscribe to it. And I think that's a thing you should do.
Yeah. He says, like, don't look through any of the messages. Don't dig through their personal shit.
Or do.
Yeah.
Or do. That'd be kind of...
Spice up your life a bit.
Maybe the first comment is like, my partner's having an affair. You're like, oh shit, my bad, dude.
No.
I didn't mean it. No, but the plan is we'll do these more often. We do want to have some guests on. We have some friends of the podcast that are pretty cool people in the nutrition world, which I'm sure everyone who exercises, unfortunately, has to be berated. Not by these people, but by other morons or morons in general. I think other morons implies that they're morons, but they're not. But yeah, subscribe to the channel, and then the question I have for Day, that I think is going to put us both on blast, is when I text you, and then you email me 2 days later via the message, when do you see my text originally?
Like immediately?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
is it immediately?
I see it immediately, and then I'll read it, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna leave this I'm gonna mark it as unread, and I'm gonna go back to it.
I do the same thing. Yeah. Well, no, I don't do the same thing. The problem is I read your text message, and then I'm like, oh fuck, sweet. Let me look at my schedule, and I'll respond right now. And then something happens, and then I don't, and then 2 days goes by, and we're like driving. And Katie says something, and I'm like, I forgot to text Dave back. Oh my God, it's been like 2 days. But for example, and I don't know what your count is, but typically right now I'm at 90 unread messages. So if anyone who's listening to this, I haven't responded to your text, I apologize. I think because how many are you at?
38. Yeah.
Oh, you're worse than me.
Yeah,
God, that makes me feel so much better about myself. Anyone who is listening who's not in an industry where you deal with people, and I don't mean this in a negative way, but you deal with people constantly, and not just like in fitness, even with athletes, I'm sure there's like a lot of like talking and like, you know, you just get emotionally
worn out,
tapped, and then I get home and I have 75, and this is not just like clients or friends or whatever, this is like my family. I have a family chat for my wife's family and my family. I literally don't. I just, and I'm working on this, but I get home and I'm just like, I can't. I literally can't think about responding to a message right now. And then I have, 79 unread messages. Yeah. And sometimes the worst thing I do to air myself out is I'll open my family's group chat, scroll, and then close it. And
just be like, man.
The number's gone. It's lower now.
Yeah.
It's lower now. And if it's anything important, my mom will call me.
Yeah.
Or my wife will tell me. Let go and let God, as they say.
Yeah. Oh, man.
I only asked that question because I was pretty sure I knew the answer, and I'm pretty sure I do the same thing.
Yeah.
Fuck, I'll get back to that right now.
Yeah.
And then right now is like I wake up 2 days later, and I'm like,
yep.
Oh, no. But it makes sense now that if someone doesn't respond to you, you're just like, well, or you don't respond. You're like, I got other shit to do. It's fine.
Yeah, I know. So that's the thing. Like, and a lot of times I'll read it right away because, like, I can't multitask. Like, my brain can't handle a lot of information at once. So if I'm doing something, I see a text, I'm like, I get distracted. I'm like, oh, what is it? I'm going to read it. And I'm like, I can't get distracted now, though. Like, I'm doing this. And so I'll, like, I'll read it because I'm curious and I'm impatient, but I'll mark it as unread so I can get back to it later.
How is that going, the getting back to it later part? Because you did just tell me you have 130 unread messages.
Yeah. It's not good. It's not good. It's so bad. And so like, especially when I work with like clients and stuff, and like a lot of times I feel like their questions are a little bit more time sensitive if they're asking me a question about an exercise or something like that. I tell them all the time, like, if I don't respond within the time frame you need me to respond in, like, triple text me.
Hound me.
Yeah, like, make sure you
I'm
get
busy,
a hold
bitches.
of it. Yeah, like,
text me again. Okay, let's go.
Like, make sure I know it's urgent and like
restart the shot clock.
Yeah.
Come on.
Like, I'm not gonna get annoyed or anything. Like, you have full permission to do that. So.
Damn. See, you're smart. I should tell people that.
Yeah.
And I think my family would be mad at me about that if I was like, well, just text me again. They'd be like, just respond.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's not how this works. Well, maybe I should do that. And be like, hey, Joseph, if I don't text you back in a timely manner, call me. I'll answer. It's not like I'm trying to dodge you. I'm just dumb. I just am not there. That's so funny.
Yeah, but then, like you were saying, or what I told you the other day, like if someone doesn't respond to me in a timely manner, I'm like, well, okay, I got stuff to do, so I'm just gonna, if they don't respond in 10 minutes, I'm gonna start driving and do this thing. And yeah,
so funny.
It like Marley, when she wants to go to lunch, and she'll be like, oh, like, are you available at 12? And I'm like, I read the text, I'm like, yes, sure. And then she doesn't respond to like confirm. I'm like, well, I'm going to go to the lab and I'm going to do an assay, which takes 4 hours because like you didn't respond. And then I ruined our potential lunch date.
Yeah. I mean, at a certain point though, don't you think that, and I'll leave the personal relationships out of this because I know that I get myself in trouble here with my own wife, but you know, you just got to know the person you're working with.
Yeah.
You know, I think Katie and I have been together for like 14 years. And there's sometimes where she's like, I can't, you know, I do something and she's surprised and I'm like, now hang on. We're 14 years deep and this is not the first time. This is how I operate. Why are you surprised? Like sometimes I'll take the trash out and then just totally forget to put a trash bag in. And it's like, how'd you forget? And it's like, what do you mean, how'd I forget? I forget every time. I just forget. I do the trash. I walk back in and I'm like, well, done with that. Moving on to the next thing. People just need to know you. Yeah. You know, they just need to know who you are and accept you for who you are and not try to change it. Just be like, well, you know, it's so funny you say that though, to text you multiple times because I've thought about it and then I'm like, I don't want to bug her. But now you've opened the door.
I've opened the door.
Where I'm like, hey, motherfucker.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
Text me back. Text me back. Text me back. Text me back. Which is funny because I have a friend, Jose, who I didn't talk to for years, but he is as bad of a texter as both of us, probably combined. He is really bad at this, but I've known him so long, and before he left for the military, was such a close friend, and close enough where I would send texts like that just to piss him off, where I'd like call him nonstop until he answers the phone. Yeah. And he got back, and we like, you know, started hanging out again, and I have done that to him recently. Yeah. Where I'll just like, he won't respond. Like he texted me today, I didn't want to see if he actually responded. I want to show you the timeline of this, just to show you, to make us feel better about how bad we are at texting. Okay, here he is. He said, "What's up, BB?" to me at 10:15. I responded at 10:16. "Hello, dear father." No response. So he texted me less than 60 seconds later. I responded, nothing. He did not respond. And if I don't bug him right now, it just won't happen. He won't respond to me. For weeks, he won't respond to me. And so when I get home, if I remember, I'm going to send him probably like 20 text messages of something mean. Yeah. And just send it over and over and over until he responds.
Yeah, until he responds. Yeah. Yeah.
And he's worse than I am. Yeah. I mean, 60 seconds. No, and I knew it too. He texted me and said, "What's up?" And I writing the text was like, he's not going to respond to me. Yeah. Texted back, sure shit, no response, unless he just responded, which would be actually hilarious. No, it's Joseph. But anyway, how's the train? Now that we've aired ourselves out about partially why we have not shot the podcast, because we're both kind of dumb. How's training going?
It's good. It's good. Let's see. Last time we left off, I
messed up your knee.
Messed up my knee. Mm-hmm. took like a week of doing other types of cardio, a week or two of other types of cardio. And I'm back to running now. So, yeah.
How many miles are you at?
I'm doing like 25 to 30 per week.
Okay.
Yeah.
When are we getting back up towards 44?
Yeah. So it'll probably end up getting towards the end. I wrote like a 20 weeks of just like my own type of marathon prep just to see. Not gonna actually do one.
I was about to ask.
No, I think I'm gonna run one for fun, like on my own, but not like an official race.
I want you to think about how that might make me feel when you say things like, I'm going to run a marathon for funsies.
When I say for fun, I just mean not in an official race. Like, I'm
that
going to walk out of the store randomly and do it.
Wait, why not just sign up for one?
I don't know if there's one after the 20 weeks, if there's a specific one. I can look and see if there's one nearby.
In December is the Tucson, right? The Tucson Marathon?
Yeah, and so the 20 weeks would be, I think, early January, if I'm not mistaken, unless you want to check. But another thing, too, is like, if you put like an official name to whatever I'm doing, I have the worst performance anxiety. I am not a dog. I will crumble and I would shit myself. Yes, yeah. I hate
like if you have to compete?
Yeah. I don't like it.
Whoa.
I don't like it. And it's weird because if you're asking me to do like a test or present information in front of people and talk, I like it because I feel like I can prepare and I feel like I can do it. But when it comes to like, hey, exert yourself physically, that's where I get super nervous. And
how interesting.
I probably need to see like a sports psychologist person for it, but
no, dude, we just need some exposure therapy.
Yeah.
What if instead of the Tucson Marathon, it's the Tucson running test?
What?
You just call it the Tucson running test. It's just a test. While you're running, you'll put a headphone in and I'll ask you multiple choice questions.
Yeah, maybe that'll help.
Every mile, just one multiple choice question.
Yeah.
No, but that's not that crazy. I mean, I think to normal humans like us, that's wild to just casually run a marathon.
Yeah, I mean, I'll prepare. I haven't asked her yet, but I'm going to have Marley, like, meet me at certain points and give me, like, gels and water and all that stuff. So it'll be properly planned. I'm not just going to, like, run in circles for 26 minutes.
Not just going to David Goggins your life away?
Yeah. I'll
do a backyard marathon where you literally run around your house.
That sounds horrible. Is that what he did?
No, but there's backyard marathons like that where they're, like, super short tracks and they just run circles for... It's like run till you drop marathons.
Interesting. So Ultras. If I were to run like around this neighborhood?
Yeah. And you just like leave a little aid station right at the front door.
Yeah.
It's January, it'd be cold out.
Yeah. It's not a bad idea.
Huh?
Yeah.
You just have to plot something where it's like the least amount of uphills.
Yeah.
Just keep it flat. Unless you're weird and like doing
I hate hills.
Yeah, it's awful.
Yeah.
It's terrible. Okay, so your knee's better.
Yeah.
You're prepping to run a casual marathon. Let's not even call it a marathon. You're prepping to run 26 straight miles. Yeah. How's the lifting?
Lifting's good. Very much similar to what I've been doing. Like nothing crazy.
Nothing changes.
Nothing crazy, yeah.
Just the same.
Yeah. I'll change like the variations of exercises. Like, oh hey, I was doing standing overhead press. I'll do seated.
Have you added Olympic lifts back in? Didn't we talk about that?
I did. Oh no, I did talk about it with you. I'm like, I just don't have the energy to be
doing that technique shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, it is. I mean, it's always frustrating when you start doing it again. Your timing sucks.
Exactly.
Light weights feel heavy, like things you've done before.
Things like that. Yeah. And I'm just like, I'm progressing right now in both areas. It's like, I don't need to add something that may detract me from what I want.
What is it that you want?
I just want good general strength and good general, like, cardio capabilities.
A hybrid athlete, she is.
Just, like, average in both.
Yeah.
You know?
Do you ever feel like the whole hybrid athlete thing is just, like, a really funny way to say just, like, a generally athletic person?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I think you can take it to the extremes. You have, like, the, what's his name? Ferguson Crawley. Mm-hmm. And then, like, Alec Blennis. who are like, I mean, they're running like what, sub 3 hour marathons and can, are crazy strong. And like, I understand that. But like, I'm trying to do hybrid style training. And every time I program it, it just feels like I'm prepping to go play on like a football team or a lacrosse team.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I have to have good cardio and I want to be strong. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, that's hybrid training.
That's really what it is, just strength and conditioning. And it depends, right? And I've heard multiple people like who are for and against the term and the way they define it. And some people are like, it's not actually athletic because you're not really like exposing yourself to, movements that are of faster like qualities and all that. And it's like, I get it, but you're essentially trying to maximize two different qualities that are conflicting with each other.
Yeah. Be super strong.
Yeah.
Be in really good shape.
You could a hybrid could also be like trying to be super explosive and super like fit in terms of cardiovascular fitness.
Yeah.
Like, two conflicting qualities.
Yeah.
And trying to maximize both, which is essentially what athletes are trying to do for a lot of they go to practice to work on a skill that's very specific and time dependent, and then they're going into the weight room adding more fatigue that may interfere with the skills training that they need for their specific sport.
Sure.
So it's like finding that balance, which is like what I find like interesting about it, because it's like you're trying to defy the odds and kind of go against what textbook says. And I think that's why like CrossFit was so interesting, because it's like, oh, you're getting really strong and really fit and being able to handle all this volume that's like crazy. And then you just like ran a ton and now you're going to go immediately into a 1 rep max snatch. Like it's stupid. It really is. And it's very dangerous, but it's amazing that people do it.
Yeah, can do it.
Yeah. And it's like, so I think that's what was so interesting about it. Whether people agree with it or not, it's like, you can't deny. Fun
it's
to watch.
dope. It's awesome.
It is fun to watch.
The thing that got me into it was watching, I don't remember who put these documentaries out, but it was the CrossFit Games documentaries that came out like 2017, I think maybe 16, 15. The first one started coming out of the like CrossFit Games, where the first one that Frazier and Tia Toomey won. Yeah. Those two, like that year, I think was the first year that my wife and I watched them, and I remember like, this is so sick. It's crazy to watch them do this. The hybrid stuff, I do think sometimes like it gets blurred, and I think the complaint I hear people throw against it is like, even what I said of like, isn't it just being athletic? The way I've heard it explained is two skills that are conflicting, not just two styles of training. Yeah. Because then it's like, high rocks is just like kind of conditioning. There's no skill aspect to it. And I'm sure that anyone who does high rocks might be like, there is a skill to it. But like, I'm talking skill acquisition, like, running, riding a bike, a sport, tennis, golf, basketball, throwing a javelin, jumping hurdles, like some kind of skill sport, playing football, being a quarterback, whatever. And something else. So you can pick two things. So I think like you could be a hybrid athlete and be like, I'm going to try to be a jiu-jitsu practitioner and I'm going to try to compete in powerlifting. But I think they have to conflict with each other, right? Like that's the whole thing. Is like running is always the one people pick, and then something not, aerobic training. Something that's like death. Right. I think it's normally like powerlifting and running are the two that get married together for hybrid training. Yeah. And I do think like even my training, I don't, by that definition, is not even hybrid, because I'm not doing a true powerlifting program, right? I'm just kind of like trying to get stronger. Right. But I don't know. Yeah. It is kind of a silly thing that people get really upset about. Upset about it. And it's like, you could define it however you want. I don't care. Like, I really don't. I'm still going to lift and run the way I am right now, whether it's called whatever. But yeah. Yeah, and I'm not playing any sports. Yeah. So, and I'm not competing in anything. Yeah. And then all this, like, all the new stuff about how cardio health is so important. And yeah, it's like the rage right now. Yeah, well, it was like muscle's still super important, I think. Like, people talk about needing to have a lot of muscle mass. And that was my camp. And I hated cardio. And then there was some stuff that came out, and then papers I looked at, and videos of doctors talking about, VO2 and whatever. And I did realize that, like, I'm strong, but I think what happened was I went on a hike on the Linda Vista Trail with a buddy. And then I'll tell you this terrible story that made me feel like a horrible person, because Joseph is better than me. But I went on a hike with him, and he was at a conversation, like he was talking in sentences, but was like, you know, in between breaths, but was fine.
Yeah.
We're going up this big hill. It's like 1,000-foot climb and a half a mile. So it's a pretty rough, it's like a pretty steep uphill. And I can taste blood in the back of my throat because I'm breathing so hard. And my heart rate was like 194. And he's talking to me. And I'm dying. We're like, it's like an uphill hand and foot scramble.
Yeah.
And we're just like going for like 20 straight minutes. And I'm in like zone 5 the whole time. And there was a moment there where I was like, yo, I'm like strong, but I'm so out of shape. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's like
when was this?
Right before I started running. So like 6-8 months ago. Like the beginning of summer. Or the beginning of summer when it was still kind of cool outside. And then recently, and it's been better. It's been a lot better. I've been running again. No broken foot from Carmen. But I went on a hike with him, same guy, and Joseph recently. And for anyone who doesn't know Joseph, I think probably most people would, but he is like a legit mountaineer. Like he climbs like the Matterhorn and, you know, other Denali, other insane mountains. We're on a hike together and we're on this same hill. And I'm doing better. Like I'm getting farther than I have before, but I'm still like 178, 180, breathing like a dog. My legs feel like they're 7 sizes bigger. Every step is like burning from my calf to my hip. I'm dying. And I'm like, all right, guys, we gotta sit down. And I'm literally like bent over. You know when your heart rate's been too high for too long, you get nauseous as it comes down?
Yeah.
I'm like trying to breathe through that real quick. I'm like, I'm fine. And I look down, it's like 170, and I'm like, all right, I'm fine. I look up at Joseph, and he's standing, arms crossed with his leg up on a rock talking to Chris. And I was like, what's your fucking heart rate at? And he was like, oh, nothing, dude. My watch is probably off. It's like 91. I'm at I think I was at 184 when I asked him. And I was like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with me? So, since then, I think I've done like, that was 2 weeks ago. I think I've done like 7 days of cardio. Yeah. Since then, it was like, this can't happen anymore. Yeah. It's just so bad.
So funny.
It's so bad.
Yeah. It's crazy. I mean, like, Marley, every time she does sprints, whether it's bike sprints, running, or whatever, her heart rate is like, yesterday she was doing echo bike sprints. And she's going like max effort, 15 calories. And she's doing that for rounds.
Yikes.
And then after, like, at the end of each 15 calories, I would probably be like 180 to 190. She's like, 154. And I'm like, 154? That's me, like, getting ready for my run. Like, putting on my shoes.
So you have a high heart rate,
I
too.
do,
Okay,
yeah.
that makes me feel a little better.
So I do.
I think I have a higher heart rate, like similar to you. It does make me, and I know that people have different heart rates. Yeah. Naturally. It doesn't indicate their fitness. It doesn't, like, it's not a knock on anything. Yeah. There's just some people who have high, like, their zone 2 is just pushed out to the right. And that's just all it is, and it means nothing. However, when you work out with someone like that, and you're like, whoa.
It's like, there's no way.
Fucking whatever, dude. I might as well just go home. This is stupid. I hate everything. Oh, my heart rate's at 112. And you're like, what the fuck are we doing? Even Carmen and Jacob, when we did that 3-mile run a while ago, Jacob joined us and he was like, oh,
low heart rate.
Dude, Carmen and I are like breathing like pugs, trying to, like, you know, because we've messaged because of this podcast about how conversational pace is a stupid thing to say about running, unless you're a runner. But then we got with Jacob, and my heart rate was like 168, 170. Hers, I think, is something similar-ish. And he's like 112. He's like turning around, jogging backwards, talking to us. And I was like, this is so fucking stupid.
He just seems like someone who's just so calm. Yeah. And like just has it together that when he like goes on runs and like something that elevates his heart rate's like, we don't get up this high.
Like,
we're too chill.
He is chill.
So
no knock on people who have lower heart rates, but I do think you're morally superior to us. It's fine. I don't care. It's okay.
It is crazy to see. So you're running again?
I would say so. I ran today. I did a hike that was like an hour long, and I think like zone 2, zone 3. Okay. I ran yesterday. I ran like 1.125 miles. And then I ran the day before that for a mile. But yesterday, my foot hurt after the run. The same spot that hurt when I ran when I was damaged by Carmen.
That bitch.
I know. She sucks. She's going to be upset with us when she gets on the podcast. Maybe she's going to say mean things to us. Yeah, I ran. It was fine. But I ran a 10-minute pace. My heart rate was like 154.
Nice.
Which is way lower than it's ever been. So that's been good. And I've been lifting a bunch. I got a membership at LA Fitness.
Oh, shoot. So you
yeah.
can use machines?
So I can use machines.
That's going to be so nice.
See?
Love it.
I knew you would understand.
Yes.
So I've told so many people, they're like, don't you work at a gym? It's like, we have some machines, but there's just days where I don't want a bar on my back. I don't want to grab a dumbbell.
Yeah.
I don't want to do anything that requires me to give effort other than the movement I need to do.
Yeah.
Because at some point, like, this sounds so lazy, but like loading a squat to squat and then the thought of like holding 265 pounds on my back is like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
I'm exhausted. I want to lift.
Yeah.
I want a good quad pump, but I just want to get in a hack squat and just go for a ride and then just lock it and then just kind of sit there like a dead animal and then unlock it again and continue going.
Yeah.
And it was great. I tell you what, even Katie was like, I just don't understand why you're getting a membership. And I was like, I know you don't get it, but I get it.
Yeah.
And I went and I did back squats, but then I did the hack squat, leg extensions, and hamstring curls.
Amazing.
It was absolutely wonderful.
Yeah.
I did 2 sets of burnout of sissy squats, like full sissy squats on the hack squat machine, like tiptoes, knees forward, just death.
Yeah.
And it was wonderful. And all I have to do is let the thing slide down and then push away from it.
Yeah.
Leg extensions.
Yeah.
I mean, you just sit there and you're like, well, almost done. And done.
And done.
And then you just sit and stare into the universe. No, it was incredible. I couldn't have been happier. And then I finished and ran on the treadmill for 10 minutes.
Amazing.
Yeah, it was incredible. I mean, it smells not great in there.
Was it crowded?
No, it wasn't really crowded, but I can go at weird times just because I work weird hours.
Yeah.
And I went, what day is today? Tuesday. I went yesterday I don't know what time I went yesterday. Middle of the day, like 1 or 2 at Ore Valley. So it was just like a bunch of old folks.
Yeah.
And me. And that was it. It was incredible. Yeah, it was so wonderful. So yeah. And I get through my health insurance. So it was like $28 a month.
Oh, nice.
At any LA Fitness I can go to.
That's really nice.
Yeah, it was dope.
Yeah.
I'm stoked.
Machines are so nice.
Yeah.
Me and Marley have started getting into the routine of going on someday during the weekend to Hefner Gym, which is the Air Force Base gym.
Oh, okay.
So we go to Davis Mountain, and then there's a gym there called Hefner. And it's just this big facility that has a ton of machines. And I love machines. It feels great. You get a great pump. It's, like you said, easy setup. You can go to failure on it very easily without like feeling risky with like a barbell on your back
or people are watching you.
Exactly. All those things. And honestly, like my workouts take like 40 minutes.
Yes.
It's so fast.
Oh my God.
I go in, leg press, leg extension, hamstring curl, calves. I'm done.
Walking out of the building. Yeah.
And it's like, and I'm walking out and like my legs are sore. Like my legs already, like I feel the immediate soreness. Like I'm tired. They're kind of shaky. I'm like,
this is perfect. Yeah. My stepdad goes to LA Fitness, and there's been times I've gone with him, like my dad goes to a different LA Fitness, but I feel like I'll watch people, or people will say like, oh, I take 2 hours in LA Fitness. I'm like, literally, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like I walked in, my warm-ups, I warmed up on back squat. I did like 2 sets. I did a set at 135, a set at 185, like 8 or something, and then did 4 working sets. Yeah. Went over to the hack squat machine, 2 sets to burn out, and then 1 normal, like actual hack squat to burn out, and then I did hamstring curls, leg extensions, bicep curls, and I walked out, and it was like 41 minutes before I got to the treadmill. And I was like, same. I got out of the hack squat machine and I tried to straighten my leg and it was just like, what? And I was like, oh, perfect. My legs are fried. This is going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're doing in there for 2 hours.
I don't know. I mean,
4 minutes of rest, 10 minutes of rest in between each set.
Maybe there's I could see people if they're doing like high volume. I'm trying to think when I did like high volume, like bodybuilding stuff, even at that.
But what high volume? Like 8 sets?
I'm imagining there are some people who are doing 8 sets. I can't
imagine why you would.
Yeah, I don't know why, but I bet there are.
Or like 8 sets of lat pull downs, 8 sets of the pull machine, the bar pull down, and then 8 sets of the other one.
Yeah.
Some people do some wild shit in there.
Yeah.
And there's like, I saw Mike Menser do it. So and it's like, okay, I mean, ship it. That's funny. But yeah, machines are great.
Yeah.
For anyone out there who's not, or is a hater on machines, don't be. You're wrong. You're just actually wrong. They're so incredible. You can save so much time. Not always. I mean, I'll prefer, unless I'm exhausted, I prefer a back squat to just about anything. Heel lifters, back squat, belt. I could do it every day if my knees could take it. I would do it every day if my knees could handle it. But they cannot. So I cannot do that, unfortunately. Okay, so I mean, that's our training. I'm in the groove, which feels good.
Yeah.
I am writing my own plan, which is always my problem, but whatever. I added core on 3 of the days.
Hey.
So, and one of them is ab wheel. But I don't think I've told you this. I have a diastasis in my abs.
You did mention that,
so I'm trying to, ab wheel's maybe a little bit aggressive for that. But.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, the thing I wanted to bring up that you said a while ago, and then it's 2 things. One of them that I really have been feeling lately, which is maybe not the greatest feeling to be having, but I can't care more than you, and it has been frustrating hyping people up for them to train themselves.
Yeah.
That has been really grinding my gears. The other thing is this woman at the gym the other day just like so honestly and offhandedly was like, her knees were bugging her while she was working out, and I said something like, we just got to give it some time. We want your legs to kind of get used to this thing that they haven't done. And we're trying to make your legs in general stronger. So, everything's a little more stable. You have muscle, blah, 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 the whole shebang. And she was like, yeah, well, I also know that I can't expect results in 2 months after 20 years of not doing anything. Which I just don't think people have that perspective enough. Of like, it's not to say that you can't make any progress. Like, you can make an incredible progress in a relatively short period of time, but it's like people will take 20 years of not exercising and then come exercise and be like, man, it makes my joints feel a little bit uncomfortable. It must be bad for me. What? I mean, like, we're trying to get you to, and it's not like exercise is something that people argue about being good for you. It's like, it's probably good for you. But I think more people need to have the perspective of patience in exercise and not be like, well, why hasn't this worked? It's been 3 weeks. Why aren't my knees better? And it's like, I don't know, because you haven't moved them through a full range of motion in 20 years. So, I don't know, because you haven't done anything. And it's not a shame on anyone. It's just like, you got to get used to it. You got to give it some time and just continue doing the thing. But that's coupled with the like you've talked about not liking hyping people up. Yeah. You're like, that's up to you. Figure that shit out yourself. And I don't know, that has been tugging at me recently, where people, I can tell, are like, I don't really want to do this. And there's a part of me that's like, okay, then don't. That's fine. Yeah. You literally don't have to. Because I think a lot of times, and I genuinely mean it, like, I'm like, okay, well, let's talk about, taking care of yourself. And I think that's, it's definitely the right way to go. But there's times recently where I'm just like, yo, I can't. Yeah. You either need to show up for you or don't. Right. Like, you got to do it. Exactly. I'm not doing this. Just show up. Just stop doing this and show up to the gym. Yeah. Or for anything. Don't go to the gym. Go on a hike. Go do whatever you want. But like, don't sit here. I think it's that people act like we're doing something mean to them. Yeah. And I'm like, yo, dude. This is just like, it's okay to feel uncomfortable sometimes. Yeah. Relax. That's it. That's my rant that's been...
I'm really, and I've told this to Marley too, like, I get annoyed when people try to motivate me, like, and you see this a lot at group fitness classes. It's like, if you're the last one finishing a workout or something, like, everyone circles around you and they're like, go, 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 you got this, and you're dying, you can't do another push-up, another whatever, and people are cheering you on. They're all done with their workout, they completed it, and they're cheering you on, and it's just like, just leave me alone. I'm going to get it done. And so I hate external motivation. Like, I do not fare well with it. So then as a coach, I don't do it. Because I'm like, everyone must hate this as much as I do. And which is bad because some people, they need a little bit of a push. Yeah. And I think it's a trait that a coach should have to some extent. Do horrible with it.
To walk the line on both sides.
Yeah. And I do horrible with it because, like you're saying, like, I feel like people need to motivate themselves and like push themselves. And like, you know, I love working with people who have like that dog mentality where it's like, oh man, they grind, like they work for it and all that. But I do think being a coach, you have to have a balance with both because you are there to kind of provide some guidance and, you know, maybe a little bit of push and all that. But one reason I hate it is because like I hate receiving it. I hate people like, you got this, don't beat yourself up. I was like, let me beat myself up. I'm going to get it done. And
do you dislike the positive?
I do.
Like, do you like the like stern? Instead of they're like, come on. If your coach walked up and was like, pick up the fucking weight and shut up.
Yeah, I could do that. Yeah, okay, I could do that. I don't want no positive.
No, I don't want a butt smack and a high five. I want you to tell me to quit being a fucking baby. Yeah. And pick up the weight and quit talking. Yeah. That's what I could
do that. Yeah. I could do with that.
Yeah, I want death metal loud enough that I can barely hear you talking. And then I want you to walk up and call me derogatory terms. Yeah. Until I pick up the weight. That is the way I like to be coached. Yeah. I also don't. I mean, I don't like the rah-rah in general. Yeah. And that is something I also can't pull out. I mean, I think I can like keep the energy in a room. Being a goofball. Yeah. But when it comes to like group fitness stuff, I'm either going to like correct your form or I'm going to be in your ear, forcing you to continue moving. Yeah. And not in the nicest way. Yeah. Of like, you know, you're being kind of a baby right now. You're not going to die. Yeah. You're in an air-conditioned building. Shut up and just pick up the thing. Right. Which is the way I prefer to be coached. Right. Which I think even the Metafits have asked me sometimes about. I've said before, like, I can't rah-rah because I just can't. It feels so gross to me to try to even do that. There's been times where I'm like, you guys don't want me to coach the way I want to. Just because I don't think, you know, the people that come to block are looking for that, which is totally fine. Yeah. And I think at this point with them, it would be kind of awkward. And they wouldn't. Because I think not mean, but you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Where it's like, it's a bunch of, like, we're here to work. God, this morning, I had on, like, a metal radio, and one of the guys working out there was someone who shows up 3 days a week and just, like, hammers it and puts in the work. And he was like, dude, we should do a morning where it's, like, only yelling, only throwing barbells around, and only, like, heavy metal music. And I was shit, dude, this sounds like my perfect afternoon. Or just like, you know, absolute like 100 volume angry rap music. Yeah. And then, you know. And just pushing every way. Doing like dumb shit. Yeah. Or someone's like, this is my PR, and you're like, put 10 pounds on. Shut up. Just put 10 pounds on. Yeah. And you're like, all right, cool, sounds good to me. This is a great idea. That's fun times. Yeah. Maybe we should do that. Do you like to work out like that? Just like absolutely angry? No, I wouldn't say angry. Intense? I've done it, intense, I would say. And I've done it that way. Like, I've worked out with a group that way. The gym in New York that I told you about. Oh, yeah. Best, like, just the 5 sets of 15 of everything. Yeah. To failure. Like, and you know what? I bet you'd get some great results. Dude, I was so strong. Maybe we should write a plan like that. We should do, like, a bodybuilding block. Yeah. It was just insane. Do, like, 4 or 5 days a week of, like, upper lower push pull legs, and like everything is just like 5x15. Yeah, it's like 5x15 shoulder press, 5x15 lateral delts, 5x15 biceps, 5x15 traps. Yeah, and you're just like out the door, get out. Amazing. Cry, just go cry in there. I remember people crying because it's like if you walked into that gym, you were doing, the guy who owned the gym was KD. Yeah, you were doing KD's workout. Yeah, and he's telling you what to do. So he's standing there, he's in the middle of the room, he's like, you're doing this, blah blah.
And like if you're on the leg extension machine, guess what? He's standing next to you and he's pushing down the whole time. And like you're just like, you know,
it
like
hurts so
when you
bad.
push so hard and you're like at your physical limit, you just naturally your body starts crying. It happens to so many people. It's like you just reach this point. Same thing with leg press. Guess what? He's standing there. So then you're going to keep pushing beyond failure. He's just there kind of assisting you. Yeah. And it was just wild. It was like the best year of training for me. Like I loved it. And I contact him all the time. And I'm like, still haven't trained as hard as I did since I was there. And
that's so funny.
He's always like, you got to come back to New York. I miss you. And I'm like, oh God. If I could like, I wish there was a way where I could just like teleport there and just like
just
train.
do it for a day.
Yeah.
I think that this generation of like exercise, social media specifically, has kind of like, I think it's like, you know, on aggregate way better. I think in general, like the science behind it and blah, blah, blah. But I do think there's something to like old Ronnie Coleman videos.
Yeah,
that like,
I agree.
People who are just getting into fitness now, young kids and like even people coming to the gym, didn't get to, and you know, a lot of them probably didn't like it and maybe it was inhibitive to them joining a gym. But it's such a fun way to work out where it's like now, you know, everyone's like, I want to make sure the form is perfect. And it's like, is the, you know, the tempo needs to be really controlled. And it's like, okay, well, like maybe you grab the 40s and just do curls until you can't feel your hands. And just like, shut up. Just stop talking and just go. Like the music's going to be loud. Everything's rusty. Nothing smells good. Your hands smell like metal the moment you walk in. And we're just going to go. Yeah. Especially like, I think on accessory work, it bothers me the most right now. Like when people are doing like like the big three, like squat, bench, and deadlift, clean, snatches, like any of the technical stuff, sure. Like we want form to be pretty dialed in. Loads get bigger on those compound lifts and, you know, the chance of injury can go up, whatever. But when someone is really like particular about the way that they do their, you know, this, that, it's like, maybe just try harder. Yeah. Maybe instead of being so worried about, you know, the angle at which you do your lateral raise or like the perfect like tempo. Well, this is failure because I can't get to here anymore. It's like, so
you crank them out.
Yeah, that's what I was
partial range.
Maybe you do like 10 extra where you're moving your arms 8 inches and you grit your teeth really hard and you feel like you can see stars while doing lateral raises. Maybe we just need to get back to that a little bit. And I have been, even at Block, like kind of been like nudging people in that direction where I will be like, you know, I'm actually not too concerned about form here. If you could figure out a way to make your form dangerous, I would say something. You're not going to do that. So why don't you just grab the heavier weight and see what happens? Or like Abby, Dr. Abby, when she did a training with us and was like, you know what I like doing to people at the end of like their bench press, the last one? If I can't get them to go up and weight the last set, I'll just make them do a
indicator
burnout.
Set?
Yeah, just be like, okay, do as many as you can if you think that that's a 2 RM at 5 reps. Do as many as you can. And then she's, you know, and I've done it to people, they always get to like 20 reps. And you're like, 2 RM, crazy. So next time we're grabbing the 35s, not the 20s. But yeah, those have been my pet peeves recently. Like, I just think people need to train harder. Just period.
I agree.
And I think when people don't get results, like, yeah, you can definitely blame the coach to an extent. But if I hound you every time you walk in the building to grab something more challenging and you don't, and then you're like, I don't get any results, it's like, well, yeah. Right. I thought we both knew that. Yeah. I thought that was like common ground we had where every time I talk to you is about how we're not grabbing the right weight and you say no. Yeah. I thought we might make that connection together, that that's not what you want anymore. And maybe that's a little mean, but I honestly don't care. It happens. Yeah. People do it where you're just like, well, kind of missing the point of exercise here. You know? Right. It's not supposed to be easy.
Yeah. And I think that's why so many people who, like, if you're starting to work out and you're generally, this is like younger population, like you see college kids and all that, and they're like working out and they just kind of go to the gym and do whatever. Yeah. But they see really good results, obviously newbie gains, but also it's like the fact that they don't have a concept of like RPE or whatever. It's like they just think, hey, I'm supposed to go balls to the wall here because training is supposed to be hard, and they do it, and it's like,
Yeah, that's such a good point.
Like you're like in college. I just remember I was like, I just am supposed to go to failure to everything.
Yeah, and it works for so long.
Yeah, and it works.
Maybe your joints get a little creaky, but whatever. That's what ibuprofen's for.
Yeah. Right, and then like you start modifying things, but I do think when you start training, there should be a period, and some people don't agree with me, but there should be a period of like high volume,
I think so.
high intensity.
Yeah.
Like, and I saw this post, I want to say like a month ago, because there's like this new wave of like low volume, high intensity.
Like Menser style.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's like coming back, and everyone's saying like that's the way to do it, blah blah. Like Jeff Nipper's trying to popularize it again.
Sure, 2 sets to failure, 2 working sets, which
exactly. And so there was this post that I thought was interesting, that it was like, okay, Mike Menser really was the one who made it popular, and was just like, hey, I achieved all of this by doing 2 sets of failure, a low volume, high intensity. But all of his training before he like when he started, leading up to him being like on the Olympia stage, was very high volume traditional bodybuilding training. But it's like that's kind of just taken away, and it's like,
no, but look at this.
But look at this, and it's just like, no, he started off with this very high volume training.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, like when they find this style of training that they end up doing, they start like making that popular, making that their thing. But it's like, no, but what did you start off to get you to that point? And I always think the same thing, because it's like, well, yeah, right now I'm more of a low volume person, like doing that right now. And part of it's lifestyle, part of it's because I've added running. So like I can't handle that much volume in general because of that there. But when I look at when I was my strongest, when I made my most gains, and the training that I was most responsive to, I like cannot deny that it was very high volume, very high intensity.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think that the thing, if we took from like what people would criticize about that from the online world, I think there's some like truly some like education error on the end of like when Jeff Nippert, for like anyone who's listening who's not really into fitness, like doesn't spend too much of their time just doing that, when Jeff Nippert or Mike or any of these guys do like the low volume high intensity stuff, say it's 2 working sets to failure, there's normally like 3 to 4 warm-up sets before that. Like, it's not like they just walk in and do 2 leg press sets to failure.
Yeah.
They're doing like, you know, a 6 RPE, a 7, an 8. And then if then they're going into it. So it's not even like the 2 working sets of volume are the only thing they're doing. There's always something behind it that's backing that up. Like, again, they don't just go to a leg press machine or a back squat or a hack squat and just like blow that out. Right. They don't put 4 plates on and take that to failure. It's like 1 plate, 2 plate, 3 plate, 4 plate, to 4 reps, and then 4 plates, 4 plates. So there also is like, there's that. But the thing I was going to say about like the education part that I think, or the thing people miss is there like a scientific way that is more optimal in a lab setting or a theoretical setting than what you're saying? Probably. The like high volume, high intensity. However, and people would be like, well, why don't you just have your clients go to 8 RPE every time or 2 IR or whatever? And it's like, okay, well, I feel like when people say that, it is a flag to me that they've never actually worked with someone. Yeah. If you're working with like a pro level bodybuilder, that's a different question. You're working with someone who knows the game, hopefully like understands how to push. But if you're working with like normal ass people, and you're like my mom, no concept of RAR. Hers, personally, no concept of RPE. Yeah. And I think even a really experienced coach watching her, it's kind of like, they don't have the stability in their joints to push through stuff like that. They don't have like the muscular awareness to push through stuff like that. Yeah. They're not familiar with like how intense the feeling inside the what I'm saying? They just don't really know where those rate limiting things are. Yeah. So I do think to teach new people is like, I don't know, maybe we just kind of bury them for a month or 2 and let them know like, hey, the first month we're going to warm up to this. We're not just going to throw you into like 5 sets of 15. We'll do like 2 sets week 1, 2 sets week 2, 3 sets, 4. But then once we get to month 2, I'm going to bury you. And we're just going to like send it to the moon. See, just keep an eye on that and just like push it. And then, like you said, then start to, organize this maybe a little bit better. And I do think that people would benefit from just like working really hard to figure out quickly what that feels like, so that when I ask you, when I've made you do 5 sets of 15 to failure, and I'm like, hey, can you take this set of dumbbell presses to failure at 8 or like 1 shy, you know what that feels like.
Yeah.
You're like, oh yeah, I know what failure feels like. Give me like 1 or 2 sets to figure that out, and then I'll be good to go. But we do this like, let's do 2 sets of 6, nothing crazy. And then we like try to scale it, and then, I don't know, it's like, I think people are like too intimidated. I don't know, that's my rant about that. But I agree that people should maybe just be buried a little bit more by volume and intensity, and just, get the results quickly. Like, well, not quickly, but you know what I'm saying.
I agree. I just remember, like, when I first started working out, like as a teenager, I would go to the chest press machine, and it was just like, I'm just gonna go for as much as I can. And it's like, you wait there, and it's like, I'm gonna do it again.
Yeah.
For as much as I can. Do it again.
Yeah.
For as much as I can. And I would be there for like 5 sets.
Which isn't optimal, but also like how unoptimal.
Yeah.
I always think about that. Like if 100% is perfect optimization, like what is it, 90?
Yeah.
If I do like 5 sets of 15,
right?
Or if you do, whatever the optimal thing is, like how far, what's my difference there?
How much of it was junk volume?
Yeah.
And it's just like,
truthfully,
probably some. Like but it was fun. It was fun.
I had a good time.
Yeah, I had a good time.
It was fun limping out of LA Fitness because I couldn't feel my legs anymore.
It is like fun to get back to that. Like,
yeah, I think some people don't like it though.
I bet. Yeah, I could see that.
A lot. Like I've had a few people, maybe like 5 in the last 3 months. New clients, to my face, were like, if you make me too sore, I'll stop coming.
Yeah.
And my first thought was like, oh, I don't think that exists for me. You've had DOMs to the point, I'm sure, where you like sitting down on the toilet. You're like,
yeah.
Oh, this is going to hurt so bad.
Right.
And every time you're like, yeah, that was a good workout.
Yeah.
That felt really good.
I would assume that's how some people are with like running, right? It's like a hard workout. They want that. They want like to be tasting iron, right, in their mouth, and that feeling where like for me, I'm like, I hate doing like VO2 like high VO2 max like workouts, pushing like past threshold. Like I don't like that. So I'm like, I guess maybe that's like I'm the
same feeling.
Yeah, the same feeling where it's like, ooh, it makes me like scared.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny. Okay, do we have anything you want to answer? Any questions you have that people have asked you recently? Something short? Nada?
I'm trying to think. I can't think of anything.
Okay, I'll ask you a question, and then we can clip it.
Okay.
So we can put it out there. The question for you is, for the people listening, similar to what we were talking about, what are the 2 things you would tell someone to do differently in their workouts starting immediately to see results better?
Do I know anything about their workout?
No, just in general.
In general?
Like what we were talking about.
And results meaning just getting stronger?
Yeah, I mean stronger and bigger muscles. Only the weirdos want better cardio for any normal reason. Most normal humans just want to look nicer naked. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Truthfully, I would say remove exercises that just don't as effective.
Okay. What does that mean?
If there's an exercise, I feel like if there's an exercise that you're not feeling as much, like you don't feel it in your like directed muscles, the muscles that you're trying to direct the movement to, it's just like you're focusing more on movement. And like by the end of it, even if you're doing like 15, 20 reps and you're still not like feeling fatigued, just throw it out. That's how I would say it. Like, some people will do banded tricep extensions and they'll do 20 to 30 reps. It's like they're not feeling it as much. And it's like, well, if you don't have a band that's going to have good tension to do that for yourself, throw it out, do another movement that's going to actually target your triceps. So I'm really big on like movements that you feel. So
love that.
Right. Like chest fly, you're going to feel a chest fly. Right. Or if you're doing a dip, you're going to feel a dip in your chest. If you want to like quads, leg extensions, like you're going to feel those things. So I would say that's a big one for me. And then, like we were saying, just intensity, like go further than what you think you can do. So if that means if you're doing 3 sets, like maybe add in another set just to try it out. Like try out different things by adding more volume, or if you're not doing like too much volume already, or adding more intensity, and like feel that, see how that feels, how your body responds. Let's say you're doing 3 sets of 6 on dumbbell bench, and then the next time try 4 sets of 6 or 4 sets of 8. How wrecked are you from that? And just get a feeling for that. But I'm really big on like movements that just don't do anything. Like if you're trying to get bigger, stronger, there are movements that like are good, but not for that. Like you don't see people who are doing bodybuilding like focusing on, I'm trying to think of like an exercise. But a lot of like the little exercises that are good for you, but they're not like big on that.
Getting
like,
you bigger.
Yeah, stabilization movements,
sure.
Right? So a lot of like, small accessory stuff. Like I'm not going to sit there and do tib raises. I'm not going to do like, yeah. And if I get access to a machine, like you will never catch me doing like banded hip abductions. Like I'm going to use the machine.
Yeah,
like
just blow out your hip. Yep. Okay.
So that would be mine too.
So pick exercises that matter. Or that feel like your perception is that they're working the thing you're working. Yeah. And then be a little bit more intense about what you're doing.
Yeah.
I like
What about you? What would you say?
Mine is slightly controversial because it would be going against what your coach asked you to do. But I think if anyone programs you in a rep range, like, let's say I'm having you do dumbbell curls from 8 to 12. If you are feeling like you're constantly getting the rep range your coach asks you, especially for hypertrophy stuff, just throw the rep range out. And I've told people recently, like, I'll write the program, and similar to what we were talking about with Coach RX, like just typing it in, I'll put 0 for the reps and type in, like, you can fail at the ceiling of 20 reps or fail at the bottom, the floor of 6 reps. So you need to get somewhere between 6 and 20 reps. I couldn't care less. And then you can pick, do you want heavier weights or lighter weights? Yeah. But if you can go over 20, incorrect. If you can go under 6, incorrect. And I think similar to your conversation of like what you said about like being a little bit more intense.
Yeah.
Is if I gave you a rep range on your thing and you did like 9 or 10 instead of 8, I don't care. Yeah. Whatever. Especially for like hypertrophy stuff. It doesn't really matter. And if you did 10 because you picked the wrong weight and you needed to get a couple more to get towards like difficult, do that. But I think when people are not as educated in like exercise science and they're like, well, my coach gave me 8 reps to do, but they don't know what RIR is, you've now kind of like pigeonholed them into underloading that exercise. But if I say like, hey dude, do between 6 and 20, you just have to fail. I don't care where it is. So if you're like, okay, well, I'll pick these for my dumbbell curls, get to 7, and you're like, oh my God. And then you're like, oh, I can go in this whole direction. Yeah. So I would say throw out the rep range and just pick something where you fail between 6 and 30 reps.
Got it.
For any hypertrophy movement, chest press, overhead press, lateral raises, bicep curls, triceps, I don't care. Leg extensions, pick a number between 6 and 30 and just pick a pin and then just go the first time until you're like, oh my God, I can't do another. 21 reps, great. Yeah. Now we know what your 21 RM is. Yeah. And then we can kind of like back it off from that. And like, I know at 70, they can do 21 reps before it's like, yeah. And then we're done. But I feel like that's a way to like kind of free up a client to figure out on their own how heavy something can get. Yeah. And that would be my first one. It's just like throw out the rep range, 6 to 20, and just fail somewhere in that area. You're fine. You're going to do great. And the other one, I think mine is the same as yours. From a different direction though, of like, if you're doing an exercise because someone gave it to you, or you gave it to yourself, and you don't like it, you're like, I don't really feel like this is doing, just get rid of it. Yeah. Like, I don't like doing preacher curls because all I can think about is how much pressure is on the back of my arm and it hurts like shit. Every time I do preacher curls and I put my arms down, it feels like it's pressing in a nerve on the back of my arm.
Yeah.
And it just hurts so bad here that I can't do anything there. So I won't do preacher curls just because they bug my arm. So I normally just do standing curls. And that's it. Just do shit you like to do. Don't like conventional deadlifting? Great. Go do sumo.
Yeah.
Do trap bar.
Exactly.
I don't care. Do a rack pull. I don't care what you do. I'll give it to you.
Yeah.
It's not the holy grail of an exercise. The thing I would say is communicate to your coaches. I think I've said on here multiple times. If you wrote me a plan and you gave me an exercise I hate, like not dislike because it's hard, like ab wheel, hate. Like I'm like, dude, I hate like preacher curls. I would just text you and be like, I'm not doing this. This is what I did instead.
Yeah.
And then if you like send me an email monthly, I would say, hey, I hate doing preacher curls. It makes my tricep feel like it's gonna pop off my body because I put so much pressure on it. If you give them to me, I'm not doing them.
Yeah.
That's it. Those are my 2 things.
Yeah.
Communicate to your coach, don't do shit you hate, and then just like 6 to 30 reps, run it.
Yeah.
Until you can't feel that body part anymore.
Right.
A few times.
3
times. 5 times. Whatever. 10 times.
Yeah.
Until you can't move it. Don't do that. Or do that. Whatever. You'll be fine.
I think, like you were saying, doing the exercises you like. Because a lot of times you'll see when I post stuff on Instagram, I'm always doing the same exercises.
Yeah.
I'm doing dips, I'm doing overhead presses, trap bar deadlift, RDLs. Because those are my favorite exercises.
Dude, you're going to spin me up about things. Just like, a lot of people want to do a pull-up.
Yeah.
They want to do a push-up. They want to get stronger. I program them squats. After 4 weeks, they're like, I'm bored of that. And it's like, well, you're not going to, how are you going to make progress? And I'll just start using you as an example against people and be like, hey, do you think that Day can do so many pull-ups because she does them once a quarter? No, it's because she does them every week. She's doing pull-ups. Like, Don't you think maybe we should just do the thing you want to get better at until you get better at it? I won't get angry.
I mean,
I'll stay very calm.
It's like...
I'm zen.
You're so zen right now.
Thank you.
You see athletes who do their sport. Like Marley was playing softball since she was like 5 or something like that. Softball's super repetitive, like, all the technique of throwing. And if you were to tell me to do that, I'd be like, holy shit, I'm bored. Like, I don't want to learn how to swing.
Let me do something else.
Yeah, like to me, that's boring. That's why you never saw me, even if I tried, I wouldn't have made it anywhere with that sport. But you would never catch me throwing a ball or swinging a bat. And it's the same thing, like if someone's playing tennis, they're doing repetitive movements over and over and honing in. And then the same thing with like, we'll talk about triathlon, like they're running all the time, but also like they're practicing like the little parts of their transitions of like transitioning on the bike and getting their feet clipped and all that. And it's like all those little boring things over and over, but they become good at it because it's a skill that you must practice.
Maybe that's the positive spin on the negative attitude I'm having about this, is that if you want to get good at squatting or pull-ups or push-ups or whatever, you just have to be okay with being a little bit repetitive and like doing the thing over and over. I had that conversation with someone recently about squatting because they saw my post that Joseph did about me squatting and were like, how did you do that? And I was like, I squatted for like 2 years every week. Like 2 to 3 times a week, the same. And sometimes it was like safety bar or whatever, but a lot of times it was just like I just squatted, and then it gets easier because your body's like, all right, this is what we do.
Yeah.
We're gonna do this 3 times a week. We might as well figure this out. So that's my 2 things. Yeah. Plus my upsetness about people being lazy. Maybe that's what it is. People being lazy has been bugging me. Yeah. Which is, whatever. Not on me. I ain't doing it.
For a second, I freaked out because I was like, did I not hit record? I hit record. Now I feel people not working hard, I could go on a rant about that. But Marley put me on this comedian. I don't know the comedian's name. She's Indian. And she basically talks about like the differences in culture between Indian culture and American culture. And it's so funny because like hearing her things, it's like, holy shit, we're just lazy. This is why, like, you see a lot, I work in a lab that's in a medical building. So there's always, here's our lab, you cross the hall, it's a bunch of surgeons, right? And there's like, I go to the cafeteria, I'm walking through the emergency room to get there. Like, I'm just, and most of us are familiar with the demographic of doctors.
Sure.
Like you see a lot of Indians and Asians, and it's just like she makes jokes about it, but it's like, oh my God. Like one thing she was talking about, like if we're talking about like marriage, right? And she's like, yeah, when I go to places, I'll be like, yeah, I've been married for 23 years. And she's like, and everyone looks at me like a hero. Like they start applauding. And she's like, yeah, you marry someone, you commit to them, and you work in that marriage. And she's like, in America, though, it's like, you're a hero. And then she's like, if I say that in India, like I've been married for 23 years, they would be like, okay, do you want a participation trophy?
Yeah.
Like, what do you want? Like, that's what you're supposed to do. Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. And I just thought it was so funny. Because I'm like, man, it's true. And then, like, I think, I've, like, been divorced and all that. So, like, I think it's funny because I'm like, oh, it is true. She'll say things like that. Or her daughter is at Stanford. And she'll be like, she got to Stanford, and one of her requirements is she has to take, like, an art class. So she's taking a pottery class. And she's like, what a waste of time. like I'm spending all this money for her to go take a pottery class. And then she'll talk about, like, just things like that. And it's just funny because it's like, yeah, we're things that we find normal. It's like other cultures are like,
yeah, why would you do that?
Why are you
yeah,
you're just soft, or you're not working hard enough, or like, why do you need a pottery class? Like, you should be taking, I don't know, advanced calculus.
Something
to be a doctor.
That's such an interesting, that's a tough one that I think a lot of people would be upset about. Not
Pottery
in a bad
class?
way. No, just like that idea in general, that people just don't work very hard. Mm-hmm. And I think trying to just say this very often, but I think people need to be better about being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And like just doing things when you don't want to do them. Like, in myself included.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the time. Like the marriage thing's such a good example.
Yeah.
Of like, the moment. And like, I think, some divorces are normal, and I think some of it's a little bit cultural and different, but still like, even like I've been with Katie for so long, and people, exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like, even you, when I was
I was like 14 years, I was like, oh my God, I was going to stand up and applaud.
But even like our marriage and our relationship, I think when I say to people we've been together 14 years, I think people would assume sometimes like, oh, then you guys have like, you were just perfect for each other.
Yeah.
Nothing ever
There's
went
no
wrong.
arguments.
And it's like, oh no.
You don't work towards a relationship at all. It's
No, we've been perfect. We certainly don't argue ever.
Yeah.
Or have never had hard times.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I don't know. I think people in general should be a little bit, like, that's something I wish I was better at when I was a teenager, was being better at doing things I didn't want to do.
Yeah.
And I think now I try really hard to do things, like the running was like a huge shift of like, I hated running. And I think what you said, like, you hate doing the VO2 stuff because it makes you feel like you're working hard. That's why I hate running. And like, it was so funny. Even Joseph at the internship said that to me yesterday in front of the interns, because I was like, I'm being goaded by a few coaches I know to do a powerlifting meet, so I might do that in February. And he instantly was like, oh, don't let him fool you. He's saying that because he doesn't want to run because it's too hard, so he'd rather just do the thing he's good at. And I was like, bro, god damn, dude. Holy shit. Which, honestly, is probably maybe not too far from the truth.
Yeah.
I think people don't like doing. Yeah, I know. And just like, you know how he is in like a very joking tone, but I was like, ow.
Yeah.
That fucking hurt. But he's probably not wrong. And I think I said this to someone complaining at the gym the other day, because she would not stop going on about how hard a dumbbell bench press was. And I kind of snapped and was like, yo, you are in an air-conditioned building that you pay monthly to exercise in, because you don't do anything difficult outside of this. I really need you to like hold on to that perspective for a second and think about maybe like how crazy that is, that this is the situation that you get to be in. Yeah. That, because like there's people, that's just not the truth for the most, like a lot of places in the world. Yeah. And we're just like complaining that like, I have to come to this air conditioning building because I need to be healthier and I don't want to. It's like, Oh my God. Like, the least you could do is take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Like, what are we talking about? Like, you're complaining to me about you having to take care of yourself and having the, like, ability to do it. That's wild to me. And then I get upset. And then I'm like, I'm just going to be quiet in the corner for a little bit. Because I'll say something stupid. Or be a little bit more mean than I should be. But, shit happens.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It's hard. It's hard finding that balance.
I don't know. Is it, though? Like, maybe you just work harder.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe you just work harder. Like, I think it's been good being around, like, you and Joseph and, like, Carmen and a couple, like, because it puts into perspective the amount that you're doing. And you're like, I could probably do some more. That'd be fine.
Yeah.
That'd be all right.
I think that's how it is when you work out with people who train really hard.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like, that's why I loved KD's gym. Like, it was just a bunch of people, like, bunch of bodybuilders just, like, going after it. He's forcing them to do all these things, like, leg press until they can't press anymore and all that. And I got better because I learned, I was like, oh, this is harder than what I've been doing. This is hard training, right? And that's why I kind of like CrossFit, too, because it's like I started doing that, and I'm like, shit, this is whipping my ass really hard. Like, this is hard training. And all these people come in and they do this every day, following this program and all that. This is what hard training is. And so you start doing it with, like, you see other people push themselves and you're just like, okay, this is hard. No, wait, this is hard. And you learn different hards, but you learn what hard is, right? Where it's like when you're training by yourself, a lot of times that's hard. It's difficult to find that hard.
Yes, to push that deep into it. Yeah.
I love it. I don't know. I like now that I've trained with other people and I know what hard is, I also like now training by myself and like
hard.
Just like
figuring that line out.
Yeah.
I get that. I really get that. Yeah. Like a couple months ago I did the Swedish 4x4. You familiar with that? It's you do it on a rower. It's 4 minutes. Like okay. As hard as you can.
It's like a Norwegian style. Yeah. Okay.
VO2 training.
Yeah.
It is misery. I mean, like.
Yeah.
I think you're supposed to like taper.
What's the rest?
It's 4 on, 4 off, 4 on, 4 off, 4 on.
Okay.
And then try to survive. And I think you're supposed to, you're obviously with any modality, you should taper into it. You shouldn't just like put the hammer down. However, I'm not that smart. And I tried to do the 4x4 to begin. Maybe I'm missing something, but I think it's just 4 on, 4 off repeated. And I got to the second 4 and it was like, all right, like you just burn it. Like you just go for 4 minutes. And I think I got like a minute and a half in and my legs were numb.
Yeah.
And I could not breathe. I could not catch my breath. And you're watching your like 500 pace. And I'm like, the first one, I'm like keeping under 2 minutes. I'm starting at like 1 minute 30 per 500. I'm like cooking it. I'm like trying to pull. And then it's just like 130, 150, 215, 245. And you're like,
yeah.
And you're just like, my heart rate's pinned to the ceiling and you just can't function. And I finished the second 4 and I think I laid there for like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, gulping air like I couldn't, like there was no oxygen left. And it was just like, I can't do this.
Gosh, that's amazing. So
I keep threatening people with some of those VO2 training stuff. Yeah. Just because I think it's funny to threaten them with it. Yeah. Because, I don't know. I shouldn't give a normal person a fucking Swedish 4x4 and be like max effort for 16 minutes. Or it's, what is it? It's like 32 minutes or something because it's 8. No, it's 6. It's like 20 minutes. Yeah. Yeah, go to cardiac arrest, pin their heart rate maxed out for 16 minutes.
Crazy, man.
But yeah. You said something that reminded me of something that does bother me, which is just that people get all these results. Oh, that's what you're talking about. People get results from a certain kind of training and then go online and then not ever say how they got the results they do. Because I think people will see online people who look fantastic and then be like, well, I'm just going to train like her because she looks how I want. Mm-hmm. And the training is a lot of times like not that hard. And it's like, well, that's not how they got there. They didn't get their training like that. I tell you that. Or they did, and it's just genetics, and we're all fucked. Like, he's not 240 pounds of beef doing, David Weck ropes. Yeah. That's not how that happened. Yeah. You want to look like him, that's not how he trained. Not even close. Yeah. The people you want to look like don't train like the weird shit that they're testing out and just having fun with. They're just Doing their flow rope, great. That's not how he trained to
Yeah,
get that.
exactly.
He was a monster for like 10 years.
Right.
So, and that, I wish people were like, hey,
Realize
this is
that.
what I did in the past.
Yeah.
I'm just having fun now.
Yeah.
Any closing notes?
I got nothing.
Camera's there, camera's there, camera's there.
I don't even know where the camera is.
What are your closing notes? Nothing?
Nothing. I got nothing.
That's all right. What are the closing notes? The closing notes are
Train hard.
train hard. Don't be a baby. If you think you're training hard and you're not really sweating that hard, probably not training hard. And we're not, I don't think either of us are saying this in a derogatory way. Just try to find that limit, kind of just take the throttle, open up the gas a little bit, and just put it down until you feel like you're going to pass out, because you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Don't do it while you're squatting, probably.
This is why machines are good.
Yeah, do it on a machine where there's some safety. Or, what's a good one? Leg extensions.
Yeah.
If you've never felt like a lot of burn in your quads from squats, which I think some people don't, they're not great at pushing their knees forward, they don't have heel lifters, whatever. Go on a leg extension machine and pick a weight that's difficult. Guys, do like 6 to 20 and just do it until, not like you can't lock it out until like you get stuck about halfway, and then wait a minute and then try it again.
Yeah.
And do that a bunch. Try that
That's
out.
why machines are good. That's why machines are good.
No, those are my closing notes. Please subscribe, send this to your friends, leave a comment. We will be more active with the podcast. That is a promise.
Yes.
That's a promise.
Oh, yeah, I heard you say promise, and I just looked at you
No, we'll be better. We'll be better about the podcast. But that's it. Please subscribe. My mom has taken me back as her child, so that's why the podcast started again. Yeah, she took me back. Yeah. But that's it. Thanks for watching. Adios.
Thanks, guys.
Sponsored by Diet Coke.
Yes.
Yes.